What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another late night in the BrewLab with me, Lone Fox, your Brewmaster-in-Chief. And tonight, in the BrewLab, as you can see, I'm finally wearing different clothes. I'm back from my little trip to Sri Lanka. It was absolutely gorgeous. Some of you may have seen the little short I put up. Absolutely gorgeous. Can't wait to go back. It was a little bit too short and sweet. But back, so now fresh content for the first time. I'm actually at my laptop in about 4 or 5 days. So I went on a huge brewing spree on the first day after I got back, just to prepare myself. And now it's time to get some fresh brews up on the channel. And I just wanted to, before we jump into tonight's brew, show you kind of one of the reasons why I decided to go in this direction in the first place. And I've brought up my Untapped. As you guys know, I'm a premium subscriber. I get to filter and do all sorts of stuff. I've filtered it to best of 1, of course. That's where I mostly play. And then Mythic. And for the first time in a long time, Mono Black Aggro is second from the top. And my experience on the ladder definitely reflects this. I've been running into a lot, I mean a lot of like turn 3 Liliana opponents. So then I went and had a look at the list, and I've gone in here. Of course, there's very few, there's insufficient data for proper stats. There's just different sort of versions that other people have tried. And I can see like there's a lot of variety. It's by no means, certain. But the ones that are here closer to the top all have at least 2 copies, and in some case, full playset of Liliana. And, some of the usual suspects you would expect. Sheoldred, blah, blah. I found it interesting, at least in this one, which seems to be the one with the most matches played. This full playset of Sheoldred's Edict, 4/4/4. And then 3 virtues, even though there's only 22 lands. They're mostly, I'm assuming, using the Lothwain Scorn. Yes, I guess, kind of aggressive. It's 19 creatures, like most aggro decks play. Sometimes upwards of 20, 22, so a little bit low, I think, in that department. And then I just don't see Liliana as a very, like, aggro type of a planeswalker. So, and maybe just a little bit too heavy on the removal. Could have, like, gone more for creatures. So, anyway, I saw this and I was like, okay, Mono Black Aggro, baby. You guys know how much I love that. And I thought, let's try to improve on what I was able to find in that list of decks there on Untapped and make something a little bit more BrewLabified. And so, without further ado, let's jump into tonight's brew. As you can see, I've been, like, brewing. I've been brewing. There's some crazy fun stuff coming. So stay tuned. Lots of throne decks, as you can imagine. Jand is looking in a really good place right now. Gets to place like all the best removal, basically. And like, as you can see from the numerous deck boxes, this Dracosaur I'm a little bit in love with. But for tonight, like as promised, Mono Black Aggro, and of course, Bloodletter of Aclazotz. Okay, this is my take. No Lilianas, way more creatures. 26 creatures. Okay. We've got the Cult Conscript. 1 mana, 2/1s. We all know like that's a good thing for an aggressive deck. Love that this one just can potentially keep coming back, keeps coming back. Of course, Evolved Sleeper, but it's not, that aggressive. It just can end up drawing you some cards. We all know how good it is. So like, but because of it being a little bit less aggressive than Cult Conscript, I've gone for 3 of to make space for a few other things along the way. And then a full playset of Cut Down, that I think is for sure in this. I mean, you gotta picture it in your mind like a mono red deck, where you have the full playset of Play with Fire and a full playset of Lightning Strike, and usually that's it. Maybe 1 or 2 copies of Witcher Stalker's some Frenzy, or some other spell that can get rid of a Sheoldred, like a Nahiri's Warcrafting or something. So. Very similar in that respect. We've gone for 4 cut downs, 4 other like 2 mana removal spells. Sorry, actually 5. I've just been able to squeeze in 1 extra Edict. Kind of snagged that idea from looking at the Untapped stats. I thought, let's put up those numbers. It was initially 1. So, okay, we've got 1 extra 2 mana removal spell compared to the mono red deck. And then instead of having the thing that can kill Sheoldred as a 2 of, I've just gone for a sneaky 1 of Gix's Command, which has been really nice, even though in an aggro deck, like sometimes it just top deck this in the right moment. It's freaking amazing. But the name of the game here is to just continue to attack, like put as much pressure on the opponent as humanly possible, so that when we get to the point of turn 4, the opponents are kind of like scrabbling to deal with our very aggressive 1-2-3 curve, and is wasting his removal on that stuff. And then whatever is left alive, then we play a Bloodletter of Aclazotz on turn 4 and swing, and it like gets you over the finish line. Like even if you've got a 3-3, another 3-3, and your Ayara is had a few counters put on it or something, or you just got a couple of Cult Conscripts and a Preacher, whatever the case might be, it usually takes you over the finish line with the static line from Bloodletter of Aclazotz. It just doubles the amount of damage done, and it's life loss, but it's really fun. Like it's incredible. Like my win rate right now, I've been putting some posts up on various social media. The win rates are really good. Like this is the thing that's been popping the best for me over the last 2 days of solid play. Since I got him back from Sri Lanka. So I really, I hope to prove to you guys that, we don't need to be playing that Shelly. And having, this 4 flyers in an aggro deck, it's like when you're playing mono white and you've got, those couple of copies of Steel Seraph and the Vindicator, it makes it feel so much better in those matchups where the opponent's, blocking you and your menace isn't working anymore and your creatures are just not big enough to get through. Just having that little bit of aerial firepower is amazing, and that's the deck. It can often close things by turn 4, and if the opponent still has a couple of life left, then definitely on turn 5. Drawing some cards, very few cards, but the Gix does its job most of the time. Tenacious Underdog, blitzing, and also the attack trigger from Preacher. It's actually been just fine. And that's it. That's about all I can say. I think I've done enough talking. It is about time that we jump into some games. Late season Mythic ladder, 94%, something like that. I've just been testing lots of stuff, and some stuff's been working, some stuff not, but I've just been testing everything on ladder, and I've been able to kind of stick around the 94 or 93 for the last couple of days. So most of the stuff that I've been playing with has actually been fairly good, which is it feels good. There's a lot of nice synergy. Chicho? No 2-drop, but 2 removal spells into Trespasser is pretty nice as well. It's been like a bit of a life gain deck going around. Okay, this is probably just either Esper or, he took the thing that can kill planeswalkers. I reckon it's going to be a Walker's deck. Very slow start, unfortunately. Interesting. Very interesting. I mean, we gotta, right? Anywhere we ever go for the throat for this guy. I haven't played with this card yet, honestly. I mean, it's fairly good, but I don't know, is it better than something else? Let's go. Trespassing. Opponent bricked a little bit. That's good. Give me a bit of breathing room. Makes his land drop. Oh, God. I think we're just gonna go for this play here. Bippity Dappity. And hope he doesn't have a sweeper. Seems like he's doing stuff with tokens and creatures and stuff. I mean, they sometimes have like a couple of sunfalls. Oh. One of the cards that's starting to get the eye roll from me, like, if we just had rotation. Another freaking year of... wedding announcement. They always have, like, a second one. I mean, there... he said whilst playing another one of the most played 3-drops ever. Okay, he goes for it. I'm hoping... I was hoping he would. Okay. Letting it go to nighttime makes them a little bit bigger, but now he's just got so much blockers from the stam. Wedding announcement. Just gonna have to, like, keep going at it. I guess we kill one of the little tokens with bow for the throat. Is it really even, like, worth keeping? Yeah, I guess this thing's pretty much like a must kill. Apparent. Is there anybody home? Okay. Okay. The poisoner is a problem for, like, our kind of, let's say, burn plan. So I will kill it. Not another land, mate. You know, my only real way of actually dealing with this damn board. Now, like, you know. I'll let it go back today. Creature would be nice. One of my card draw things, or like just a... I mean, we've got such a good life buffer. Just getting a Tenacious Underdog that I can blitz in a few times would be fantastic. I don't understand why he ain't casting the Devouring Sugarmaw. Maybe it was the Pain land. He was like, eh. Okay, we find a Preacher. But that is a freaking 8/8. Heh. Cool, we can double block. And eventually he kind of starts to sack all of his own stuff just to keep it from not tapping. It's kind of like bargain, but like as an upkeep trigger. If he swings, we just, like, take it. It doesn't have lifelink. This food token is a problem. Would love to find a Bloodletter or, like, a Gix's command would be quite nice. These damn wedding announcements, man. Whew! Really made me work for it. So, taking one for the team. Big hits, 8/8 because of the anthem effects with Menace. It's really like, would have to like double chump and like still take a bunch of damage and use the death. Woo! Okay. I mean, that is top deck city right there. he can activate the Restless Fortress. But that's really not a problem. Actually, kind of hoping he does. Now we're gonna get draw a card and lose 1 life. I've been really impressed with the Preacher. That is just beautiful. Top deck city, baby. Okay, you I don't like at all.
I'm not overconfident.
So sick of this card. Woo! Right up there with yeah, I mean, was to be expected.
You are not much of a roadblock.
if I go before he declares blockers. That's fine. Ish. Not really. Ugh, this food is gonna be our undoing. One, 2 things in the graveyard that we can eat.
Strike fast and strike hard.
He's got removal. You slimy bugger. You could do... no, you can do nothing. Has to play a creature. Or is he just going to rely on the food tokens? There's the poisoner. Oh. Okay. He doesn't have the mana for a fortress. He can still gain 3 from the food, but we're about to do 5, 6, 7, 8. I think this is it. He needed to leave up 1 more mana to do both foods, unless he's got some crazy removal in hand, but the thing is, try to remove the Trespasser, you need to discard, and yeah, didn't hold back. I think we got him. Use the food. Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing and like that I can think of. He could have like flashing creature that whatever he could block with, but we still gonna get you know. Let's see. I mean, at least we're gaining 6 life. Yeah, that's what I thought. Off you go, my dear friend. Well played. Your stinky wandering emperor. Bye-bye. Ooh, I can't wait to show you guys the stats from this one. It's really winning, like winning games. At one point last night, I had like a 6-0 run, and then I had another like 8-2 run. This morning, just amazing fun. But we didn't even see the Bloodletter. That was, I think, just a little bit of like, I guess, well played. Pat. Magic. But I want to actually show you the reasoning for the Bloodletter. Okay. That's a nice hand. I wish we had a 1-drop, but guys, love Ayara. Okay. This is scary stuff, people. I've been seeing these like... Okay, I mean, Caverns makes me think it's not what I thought it was initially. But if it's like the self-mill, like there's a version that reanimates... Ah. Okay. interesting. Ramp, maybe. And then Dinosaurs, just so that I can't counter his Topiary Stomper. Would be my first guess. Fight Rigging. Oh, yay. This card, eh? Like, I mean, I don't know if they'll ban it. It'll be interesting to see. There's this window, you know, when they can ban stuff. We go for the gigs. One extra card. And we can remove pretty much, you know, both the thing that he gets off of the fight rigging. Gain 4 life. Be my guess. Okay, so that's cool. Basically just boom, and then we can still hold up mana for go for the throat, the thing that he was planning to have trigger the fight rigging. We got a little lucky there. I worried for a second that the thing that was going to trigger the fight rigging was the thing that he was going to, you know, but then a frillback came down. And that's just fine with me, baby. It just feels so much like mono red in my mind, the play patterns. But then instead of like lightning strike limiting you to not being able to kill a frillback, you have just go for the throat and better removal than red, you know? And it just, I mean, the amount of stuff more that a cut down can deal with as opposed to a play with fire. Yes, it can go face and whatever, but like, it's been a while since I've had that like real aggressive feel from a black deck. Absolutely loving it. And I think it can, I don't think this is like the best version. Archfiend of the Dross might be a good option instead of, or like, you know, I'm just sneaking some one-offs. I've been like getting back really into my one-offs. So the Bloodletter is in hand, but the rest is a bit like, we do have a turn 1 conscript. I think I'm just gonna for the content, you know, risk it for the biscuit, as they say. Let's go. Planet Biceps. People that play these sleeves are usually mono red players. Okay. Oh, we've got ourselves a dinosaur player, so I think we stop him from ramping and just attack. And hopefully just draw land. Oof. It's a big decision here, guys. I think we're gonna have to go for it. Just can't allow these guys to get their stupid creature out like quickly. And then we're gonna have to rely on Bloodletter and the fact that we're a little bit ahead on the race. Yeah, you know what I mean. No removal. Let's go. We can block with the conscript and just swing with the Bloodletters. And like, if he wants to go for the removal, he won't have enough mana to play another dinosaur, which means he can't untap this. It gets a stun counter. So let's see. I mean, this deck is ridiculous. There's those games where like they just go one of these into another one of these. They play like 3 of them in a row, and you've got like 3, you know, 6/6s attacking you for 18 or something on turn 4. Just like, I don't have enough go for the throats in the world to deal with this aggression. But then there's other times when like all their draws, they're like rampy guys. Guess he's gonna gain a life. This card is also deceptively good. Like probably one of the best cards from. I'm gonna not block this time. We find a removal for the frillback, and we can just like. Okay, that's definitely the better play. Now the effect on the Bloodletter like doubles up. It's big damage. Like he's dead next turn if we survive, right? Hopefully still no removal, and yet we can just block with the conscript, and then swing, GG. And if he even comes in at us with everything, we can blitz in an underdog. Blockers. But no, I think we're just okay. Like, hoping he still doesn't have any removal. There's that little dinosaur guy that has an ETB. Look at this. Look at this hit. Ladies and gentlemen. Bloodletter. Because it, like, think about it. They go in... the effect doesn't happen immediately for both cards. It kind of goes on... It doesn't go on the stack. But, like... It's so cool how it compounds. I would love to, like, at least once be able to swing in with 3 Bloodletters. Because... like it's the 2, but then the other 2 plus itself double the 2 that it just did, but then each one of them does that, and they all double. It's just incredible amount of damage. That's the second time we've won just with 2 Bloodletters in the sky in the last couple of days. The previous video we saw was the combo deck, Rakdos calendar one, and also had 4 Bloodletters. I think this card, like. Yes, it's just a, often just a 4-mana do nothing. But, people were saying the same thing of Sheoldred, but if it survives, it's a little easier to kill because of the 1 less point of toughness. But I've had so many turns where I just, like, play it and swing with a few creatures I have on the battlefield, and it's just over, like from 12-15 life to just dead. Boom. And you're swinging with like 2 1s and 3 2s, nothing like woohoo. Okay, again missing a 1-drop, but I like to just have Gix's command. It just makes me feel safe. Let's see if he goes for the wicked roll, otherwise I might. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. Very interessant. I think we keep the cut down, we take the 1. Yeah. Fantastic. Pretty happy I did that play. And now turn 3 and yeah, I think we're okay. Not, it's not the most aggressive of starts from red. Nothing on 1, a scoundrel on 2 to just discard. Now he's going to go for the play where he'll go face with something. He needs to go face. No, he doesn't. Okay. Unfortunately, that's it for the sleeper. I thought yeah. Ooh, hoo, hoo. Why, hello there. Okay, Preacher has the higher, booty, the bigger booty compared to Gix, especially against mono red with the 4 toughness. Feels really nice. And then we just buy ourselves a turn to go into Bloodletter, and then we can Gix's command hopefully. Okay. Yeah, I forgot it's not just 2. That's nice. I'm not gonna lie. It's a nice turn. He definitely won't block. So let's go. And hopefully top deck a land. Can I tell you? I mean, this thing is ridiculous. I love this card. I've been brewing some decks that like the synergies between the Roaming Throne and Defiant Thundermaw with just like, I've had like a turn where I've just got Defiant Thundermaw, 1 copy. I've like managed to flip with the Nahiris, but you have like 2 Roaming Thrones down, both naming dragons, and it just, the amount of triggers. Oh my goodness. And you can swing with your throne as well. I think all I'm gonna do here is block with my vampire. That's a pity. I mean, surely, right? Nice, nice, nice. Hoping for one more land. We'll go... Yes. Between the deck. Just some decks. And, get rid of you. Swing, make a life linker. Mono red is in top deck mode. Life is good. Godric. We don't have removal for Godric yet. So we just block aggressively. We gain the life with the life linker. We can maybe... I mean... tough choices here. Definitely. I think we can draw more cards. But that loses us a life for each card drawn. Or we can just play a Bloodletter, swing, and hold up cut down to block the Phoenix. Bam. I mean, we could have blocked it with the Bloodletter, right? But shit, we have to block because he's got all this mana and he's triggered the damn thing. I have to block. I guess he was seeing, like, even though I block on the crackback, turn on a Mishra's Foundry, still would have done it. No, but okay, I'll take it. How are we doing for time? 31 minutes in. I think it's time to have one more match, and then we're going to call it a night. Bringing this one up to about 35 minutes is, I think, perfect. And I think I've done a good job proving to you that if you want to call your deck Mono Black Aggro, I think it's a little bit badly labeled on Untapped. Liliana, play more creatures. There's good ones. There's really good ones. And, like, there's so many ways we could have done this differently as well. It's kind of like a menace sub-theme that's been, like, growing. Which, of course, with the Bloodletter at the top end of, like, every creature has menace. Like, also not bad. Nice to have a couple of Ayaras for the inevitable, like, go for the throat that we're about to eat here. Okay, it's a creature. It's a vampire deck. We go menace. We can swing. We have a cut down for the Bloodletter. We have a second copy of Ayara. Woohoo! Let's go, baby. You understand, like, next turn, if he just plays one creature and passes the turn, and we get an extra land, and we've got the two menaces that can swing with the Bloodletter down, that's already just, like, obscene damage. Okay, so Mardu Vamps. I still haven't really tried the Mardu one. I did the, okay, Preacher. Preacher's nice. Are you ready? Watch this. I mean, guys. Now it's like you have to remove the Bloodletter. Okay. Can't swing. Whereas I can get a trigger that does more than one damage. 95% from the bottom of 90%. All with mono black. Guys, that's gonna have to be it for this one. I don't feel the need to show you any more stats, but I am going to quickly... any more matches, but I am going to quickly show you some stats. So going into my profile over here, of course, remember, if you ever want to see any of the decks that I'm kind of like playing with, or like tuning or whatever, go onto my, the 24 for 8, 75% win rate. Has that already counted the final match there? Yes. We just went to 5-0 on camera. And, I had a 6-1 and 8. Guys. Mono Black Aggro, baby. Creature base, like, fast, simple removal package, Bloodletter on the top end. Take my word, it's a thing. Investor 1, of course. Look at this. I mean, you saw the matches. I'm very, very happy with how that went. Of course, I'll make it visible over here, and you can also copy the deck list from the video description down below. Jumping back in with some final thoughts. Like I said in the introduction, I think I already went a little, you know, without risking like blabbing too much on this video. There's other options, like plenty of them. I'm going to definitely continue to refine. You know, particularly with Menace, like I think even in Akiba Reckoner Raid, like those little pings, if you have a Bloodletter, it'll be like 2 damage every time. You know, like that. So that makes it also like good in the late game and good in the early game. And then you get a little menacing guy. And then we've got this new thing, but I haven't got any way of really of descending. I don't know about Concealing Curtains. It is nice, but like turn 3, I don't want to flip this thing and give the opponent a new card drawn, potentially, whatever. There's better 3-drops, but I considered Blade of the Oni as a one-off for sure. Not too cool with Shakedown Heavy. It's just the opponent always just lets you draw the card, which is great. But we have, you know, better ways of doing so. I think particularly overperforming in this list has been the Preacher. I definitely consider you giving it a try out being a good idea if you want to try some new like black 3-drops. Go for the Preacher in your mono black deck. You will not be disappointed. But that is going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I will be seeing you all in the next one with another fresh brew. And until then, this is Lone Fox from the BrewLab signing out. Peace, y'all.